become off the radar if you do not re-rate your building again.
First and foremost, it impacts the health of the people within the building.
In the case of green building, the design is green. So therefore, you don't get what you call the sick building syndrome.
Give priority to those who are using the green buildings. Everybody has to build their home in green. Definitely it will be economical and it will be non-polluted.
Environmental requirements which are mandatory that every developer has to meet.
14 lakhs of homes or 1.4 million homes are covered under the green home rating.
Site selection is also very critical when it comes to where the home is.
Hi, it's Diwali season and reason for the wheeze. Experts recommend green buildings as a solution, but it comes at a cost. Today, we're going to see whether the health benefits offset the cost angle. Welcome to the Property Show. I'm Jayashree Kurup. I'm editor MBTV. From New York and the UN to the IGBC in Hyderabad, the world has been debating whether healthy buildings are reason enough for us to bear the cost. The spotlight was on the future of the next generation and healthy homes.
As a state, we are putting our efforts to increase the green in our state, but as an individual also, as Mr. Somesh told now, everybody has to build their home in green. Definitely it will be economical and it will be non-polluted and it will be good for save water, energy. It will be good for everybody. People participation is also an important factor to increase this green concept.
So what is the impact?
First and foremost, it impacts the health of the people within the building at a whole bunch of different levels. Within the office world, we're typically talking about productivity, changes in productivity from 7 to 20%. That's highly significant. Sick leave reductions. And then when we talk about children and things like this, it's not so much productivity, it's mental capacity.
Most of the people we talk to, lethargy, tiredness, 10 more minutes of sleep, not getting a good night's sleep are very common symptoms across urban India today. Why? The reason is simple. We sleep in closed rooms with a split air conditioner typically and breathe stale air all night long.
In the case of green building, the design is green. So therefore, you don't get what you call the sick building syndrome. You feel fresh through the day. Otherwise, in say 2:30 afternoon, you will sleepy. That's called sick building syndrome because the same air, thing, all that will not be there.
We have placed the problem on the table. So how many solutions are available and at what cost?
See, one of the major things which we have been doing is that give priority to those who are using the green buildings. Many people have a doubt that it is going to be expensive on their pocket. We are showing them that no, it is now much more economical and in the long run they pay for much more than you and you are also doing a good thing.
Today, most of the developers are voluntarily coming forward. Why? Because people are asking. Even a commercial space buyer who is coming for a lease, all corporate companies or multinational companies, first they are asking, is it a rated product? Is it a rated project? Then only they are coming in.
There are environmental requirements which are mandatory that every developer has to meet in terms of meeting the energy conservation building code, the environmental impact assessment requirements, and it's their responsibility to ensure that they meet those in letter and in spirit. Tangibly, those homes are priced higher, their resale is better, and there's more demand for them.
Green homes are about green materials. How do we select the materials? So we start from the material selection side of things. How do we use passive architecture so that the orientation of the building is such that we are able to use the natural light and ventilation? The fourth key thing is site selection. Where is your site? Is it close to a railway station, bus station, so that walkability can be encouraged, reach can be encouraged, so that people are used to, can adopt a healthier lifestyle?
We are going to make sure that the rating is dynamic enough, it changes its validity is for 3 years and it will become off the radar if you do not re-rate your building again.
The problem is the initial payout. It's a high payout, but there is a health angle to it. And the long-term cost benefit, does that settle the payout?
Today, it is an expensive solution, but I can guarantee perfect air. But it's not so easily affordable by the masses today.
Earlier, the demand for the green products were less. Today, the consumption is huge. When the consumption is huge and there is a competition in the market among the manufacturers, the price of green product are relatively cheaper than a conventional product.
If I were to make a green home completely, it would pay me back over a period of 10 to 15 years. Okay, and therefore the most beneficial person in this entire picture is not the developer, it is the customer.
Clearly, what you can't measure, you can't fix. So measurement becomes a critical part of this entire process.
Buildings will be rated only for 3 years and not for austerity.
You can't fix what you can't measure, and then you'll have something to respond to. So number one is really having data, understanding how the home performs. Number two is then looking at, ideally within these three main parameters, understanding which one is your biggest threat, and then addressing that, finding a solution to.
How does the customer inside the home use the appliances? So that requires a behavioral engagement. So that monitoring is more about monitoring the electricity bill of your home, the water bill of your home. So that can drive the behavioral changes.
Across India, over 2 billion square feet has been certified green by the IGBC's residential certification.
At less than about 11 years' time, you should be very happy being in the housing sector. 14 lakhs of homes or 1.4 million homes are covered under the green home rating there, and that's roughly about 1.9 billion square feet.
So you have constructed a green home. How do you ensure that this building remains green in the future? What is the data transfer that is required?
During the handover, we have a process, a standard operating process associated with rainwater harvesting. We have similar processes for waste management as well as sewage treatment plant, so that the resident welfare association's technical team or the CBRE team or the facility management team understand that these assets exist and this is the way of maintaining them.
I've seen again in societies in Pune and Bangalore, where the societies actually take complete control of managing it and continuing to perform, continue the performance of these things. They have had wonderful results, but most of the cases they just fall in neglect. So I mean, in certain cases, the developer has a moral and legal responsibility to ensure these things are transferred.
So there is a 10 to 15% extra cost that you have to incur to make a green home. But there is a payback within the first 6 months to 3 years, according to how much you have invested. But as so many students said in the Green Building Congress in Hyderabad and Greta Thunberg thundered in the UN, is this a very high cost to pay for the future health and wellness of the next generation? Think about it. Please subscribe to Magic Bricks on YouTube and click the bell icon to get new videos.